Now, indeed, we will wait and see what happens. Now, Homa Bay County Senator Moses Kajwang has accused the government of giving up on the war against corruption. Kajwang says the recent remarks by Auditor General that illegally acquired wealth should be invested locally is defeatist and points towards a weakening onslaught against graft.
If there was no safe space to hide, to stash, or to invest, and thereby giving legitimacy or laundry services to illicit financial flows, where would this illegally acquired and stolen money be kept? Perhaps we should start a campaign that now speaks, and I may sound as if I'm saying this in jest, but I'm very serious about it. We should start a campaign that says, if you steal it and you're able to get away with it, invest it in the country where it is stolen. Steal it from Kenyans, invest it in Kenya. It sounds very strange, but perhaps we could then see development taking place in our country. And then later we ask the questions, where did you get it from?
These remarks by the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has been the subject of debate in the ongoing war against corruption. While Gathungu believes there is need for a change in tact, the opposition argues that the government has lost the resolve to exorcise the ghost of corruption. Senator Moses Kajwang says there is need to breathe fresh air into the war against graft, and the government must show commitment that it is determined to win the war.
Whereas we still believe that the OAG remains a honest public servant and a committed watchdog, it is baffling why she would throw in the towel and give a visa to corrupt hyenas at this time when Kenyans are suffering major economic crisis. We can only hypothesize that her frustration coincides with the ascent to power of the new regime. Since Kenya Kwanza took over State House, many of the institutions mandated to fight corruption have faced harassment and similar disillusionment.
I, Honorable Shadrach John Mose.
Meanwhile, the nominee for the position of Solicitor General Shadrach Mose has pledged to reverse the trend of the government losing landmark cases if approved by Parliament.
You will recall, government did lose the BBI case. You will also recall again, the government also lost the NMS case, and quite a number of cases that the government has been involved in. Sometimes one would wonder, is it that the government doesn't have proper advice from the AG's office?
If I am given an opportunity, we can even do what we call post-judgment negotiations, see what can be, taken off, what is, of course even the interest is legitimate, but because some are so huge, you can be able to see what you can do so that both parties at the end of the day stand to benefit.
While appearing before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, the nominee was also tasked to explain the strategies he will use to ensure that the government does not borrow high-end loans.
A few of the agreements we have gone into seems to be very unfair and oppressive to this country to the extent that we are even ceding our sovereignty.
What is your view of those in the government who believe that government services and opportunities should only be shared to those who voted for them?
I would assist the president to ensure that he delivers on the mandate of service to the Kenyans. I deliver. The greatest pride I will take is when we will have served this country with the distinction and serving all Kenyans without discrimination, without fear or favor.
The former Kitutu Masaba Member of Parliament is looking to replace Kennedy Ogeto as the country's Solicitor General. For Prime Edition, I'm Gladys Mongai.